In this and next tutorial modules we will set up a vendor and vendors connections. Vendors connections are required so that we can connect calls that run through your switch. We will also set up web access to the vendor portal, which will allow the vendor to log in and view call detail records relevant to them only. Before we proceed to set up a vendor and connections, you need to gather the following details from your vendor. IP addresses of vendors' gateways. If the vendor requires digest authentication, they will supply you with a username and password. It's common to rely on trusted IP authentication, in which case you will need to provide the vendor with the IP address of your switch. You need also find out the currency that you use when dealing with your vendor. For the training purposes, we are going to add two vendors. Green Telecom is the vendor located in Melbourne, Australia, and Vega Telecom located in Berlin, Germany. Navigate to the vendors section by clicking on the vendors link on the main menu. Before we start adding the vendors, let's check one parameter that shall be preset before adding and configuring vendors. Click Add button. Go to Currency Combo box. As you may see, only US dollar is available now. Green Telecom and Vega Telecom use Australian dollars and euros respectively as their domestic currencies. So we need to add these currencies and specify their exchange rates to US dollar. To add a new currency to the system, go to Tariffs and Currencies section in the main menu and press Exchange Rate link. Click Add button. In the currency unit drop box, select Australian dollar that we will be setting for Green Telecom. Set the exchange rate of Australian dollar to US dollar being our base currency, either manually or using exchange rates published at the Yahoo Finance. Let's set Yahoo Finance exchange rate. Press Save and Close to save Australian dollar currency settings. Now let's add euro for our Vega Telecom vendor. Press Add button. Select euro. Set the exchange rate. And save changes made. Now we have added the currencies needed for our new vendors and ready to proceed with adding and configuring the vendors. Let's add Green Telecom vendor. Go back to Vendors section and click Add button. You will see the Add New Vendor form. Specify the vendor's name in vendor name field. This name will be used as an input in the destination set's configurations. It is important to properly name your vendors, as this will make comprehension of your system's configuration much easier in later steps. If you are adding a real vendor of your own at this point, then please enter the vendor's proper business name. In this training session we will use the made-up name, Green Telecom. In the web login field you can specify the username and password that the vendor will use to log into the portal. The system automatically insert the name, but you can customize it if needed. The system will automatically generate a random password for your convenience. You can override this if you prefer to set a different password. In base currency drop box, select Australian dollars. Using this drop-down list can set the time zone for your vendor. It is preferable that the time zone for the sender be set to their time zone location. They will then be able to view their call detail records using a time zone that makes sense to them. We will assume our Green Telecom vendor is located in Melbourne, Australia, so let's set the time zone to Melbourne. You can add an opening balance to each vendor. This helps you track your prepaid or credit balance with each of your vendors. Suppose that you prepay a vendor 100 Australian dollars, then you would enter 100 here. Note that this amount is nominated in the base currency set for this vendor. As you send calls to this vendor, and assuming you properly import your vendor rate deck, this balance will show you your current balance with that vendor. Let's put 100 Australian dollars as a balance for this vendor. In this combo box you may set the language for your vendor's interface. If your vendor is American, they are likely to prefer English. If your vendor is French, they are likely to prefer French. Let's leave English language as Green Telecom vendor is in Australia. In the download format combo box you can pre-select the format that vendors will get when they download CDRs and reports via their portal. The vendor can select another format if needed. Click the Save and Close button. You now see that Green Telecom has been added to the list of vendors. Note that the 100 Australian dollar balance we set for this vendor has been converted to US dollars in the list of vendors. Let's add the second vendor. Click Add button. Provide login and password credentials to Vega Telecom so that they can access their vendor portal. Select Euro currency for Vega Telecom. Select Berlin, Germany time zone. Set balance for this vendor. Select the preferred language for Vega Telecom. When you have entered all the information, click Save and Close. Now we have both Green Telecom and Vega Telecom added and properly configured and ready to proceed with adding vendors connections.